Monday.
Or in this case, it'll be Movie Poster Monday. Yeah, that's how you guys do it, right? Hey, what's up, Growing Nights? It's Bree, aka Nerdy, and thank you for coming back again and hanging out with your nerdy friend. Honestly, me. So, as you guys can see in the background, I'm in Photoshop. And you guys know I hate Photoshop with absolute passion, but today I changed it up. Because in this video, as you can tell, it's really longer than my other ones. I'm actually going to explain my whole process of making this one so you guys can get an idea of how I design the movie posters. As you guys can see, I'm laying out the base idea of what I want to do in Photoshop. I've already drawn it previously, and now I'm just kind of putting a more like photo realistic feel to it, so this way I can have a different type of reference. So I have my actual design picture reference, and then I have my actual, Photoshop one when I want to go to it. And so, it's just something different, something I wanted to try, and it kind of helped me out actually a lot. Yeah, I said that. I said it helped me out. I didn't think I was going to say it, but I said it. So, what am I drawing in the background? Right now, I am fleshing out Christian, and so I actually didn't do the primary shapes this time. I actually went ahead and started kind of drawing out my more natural way, like very sketchy. I do kind of, little quick dashes, and every so often I'll do big shapes and forms just so I can get a feel for it. And then once I kind of get into a flow, then you'll start seeing me, I kind of etch out the whole entire rest of the picture the way it's supposed to be designed in my head. Like I said, I'm weird like that. I like to kind of play with some things. Every so often I'll go ahead and I'll design pictures based off of primary shapes like I used to you guys all the time. That's only when I'm having very hard, difficult time drawing a picture. This one actually kind of came natural because I already, like I told you, I had already drawn it before in the thumbnail, and then I moved it to drawing it to the Photoshop, and then I'm redrawing again. So it's like 3 times of me making this picture. So this time, I guess, when I was going on paper, it was just very fluid, and it came out very naturally. So, for you guys to know, I'm using a B, a 2B, and a 4B pencil. I didn't go anything darker than that, and I didn't go anything lighter than that. I think I lied. Actually, in the middle, I use a HB pencil. And actually, the HB pencil is what you see me sketching out Brandy's face with a lot in these pictures. Actually, a lot of the shadows are done with HB just so I can get the feel for where the shadow wanted to be. And then I went back over eventually with the B or 2B just to kind of get the overall gist or shadow that I was trying to pull off. Bree, who are the Strydengers, right? Normally, you're already talking about the Strydengers or talking about the person that you're drawing in the background. Today is a little bit different because it's Movie Poster Monday, but at the same time, if you notice, the picture is a little bit different because it's cinematic quality. You know what? I'll give it to you. The Strydengers. The Strydengers are the group of people that if you follow any of my vlogs or if you follow any of my side commentary document stuff that I do on my channel, you'll learn that these guys are awesome. I met them via Google Communities, and they're asking if anybody wants to collab or come onto our podcast. And me being me, the outgoing Bree, I decided to go ahead and say, hey, let me try out. And sure enough, they invited me onto the podcast. We had a great show, and they invited me back for another show. And since then, our chemistry and our relationship has just grown. These guys are awesome. Brandy, Christian, they're both awesome. Very funny people, very creative. On their channel, they do the podcast, like I said I was on, where they kind of bring up any different topics that we want to talk about. Either if you're making a YouTube or what's going on, like pop culture and all that other stuff. And then they also have this very funny one, which is actually kind of where I got inspired from the background picture. It's called Fun Day Mondays, and they kind of do this abridged newscast where they make fun of things that are very going on very importantly inside the news at that time, and then they just make it more funny. And so, like, as you guys can see, like this little slow pan that I kind of got going is I'm just trying to show you guys how I was trying to figure out their personalities and get them that really look. And you see Christian in the background, Fun Day Money it, because that's what he does inside the shot. I really wanted to bring that element out, and I also wanted to bring out Brandy's character from her Fun Day Monday skit, because I actually really resonate to that Fun Day Monday deal that they do. And I know you're probably like, Bree, doesn't that go against your Movie Poster Mondays? Not really. We're a little group. We're NewTubers, so I mean, if you get done watching this and you want to watch something different, you can go check out their stuff. They're mad funny. You're gonna get a lot of good content. And then, you know, if you're a podcaster, if you're somebody that just likes to watch podcasts, or you just want to hear good commentary, just pop on their stuff, you know. Or if you have YouTube Red, pop on their stuff, change out the, you know, go to a different screen, and just listen to what we're saying. We have a good time. But yeah, that's that whole effect. That's what the Strydengers Crew is. Now, back to the art. So, what's going on in the art? Brandy was actually a challenge, man. I had to redraw Brandy's face like 3 or 4 times because it was just like driving me crazy. I originally was gonna draw where just like a smile, you know, one of those really nil smiles on her face, and then it grew until I was like, you know what, I had to show more of her personality, and I had to make the picture easier for myself. So I was like, how do I make her personality pop and make it easier for myself? Well, then I had to go back to the footage and find a picture of her kind of smiling, and then I just drew it up kind of like that. And then for the logo design that you guys are seeing me doing in the background, I kind of like went with kind of like a Avengers thing. So they naturally had their S logo really big, and I just slanted it more at a very 45-degree angle on a straight edge, and gave it a harder black outline. And then I just kind of built up from there. Like I told you guys, I was kind of just going with the flow of this picture. It kind of came very, very naturally. I saw it in my head, and I just, you know, blew it up the way I wanted to blow it up. And then I played with the clouds, and I played with these explosions, and the shadows just worked out very perfectly. And you know, this whole picture just came together like too perfect. I couldn't even like ask for a better picture. Just the way it did. My advice for you guys who are, you know, aspiring artists who just want to try to do better, and I know you're probably looking at this like, oh, this is pretty realistic. This is a Drew Struzan style poster, and it's actually my style. I had to find an artist that, like I say many times, complimented me, and Drew Struzan was that artist. I found that I am very naturally in tune with his style, and that from that point on, I just knew that I had to kind of start practicing his style and learn to make it my own in a way. And so that's what I did. Just do whatever your heart tells you it is, and like if you know that your style is your style, go find somebody that is successful, that is doing it, and then try to mimic them. You don't have to copy them, but you can mimic them, because there are certain elements about what they do that you probably don't do well that they do awesomely, and from that you can make great art. So Girl Nights, thanks once again for tuning in to hang out with your nerdy friend. And as always, if you like what you see and you want to come party with me, leave a like down below and let me know how you guys enjoyed the show. And as always, go check out my crew, the Strydengers, and all the NewTuber Crew. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us on pretty much any social media platform. And as always, guys, stay nerdy, be an artist, love what you do, and I'll catch you guys next week. Later, guys.